Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Banished Colonial Charter 1.7. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm feeling much better than I did in the previous episode. There is a reason for that. The reason being that, number one, my tooth doesn't hurt, and number two, I'm on a lot of painkillers to stop my tooth from hurting, so this should be interesting. It's like 30 minutes after I recorded the previous episode. I took a break at the end of that one, and was like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, brush my teeth and take some painkillers. And it's like 30 minutes later, like 20 minutes after taking the painkillers, and they're hitting me like a truck, is what they're doing. Anyway, me being high as a kite aside, I do have some things I'd like to do today. Mostly, I want to fix the problem that we're having with the tools shortage, but that really shouldn't prove to be too difficult because the numbers are already coming down in terms of who has and has not got tools, because we have some logs coming in, and thus the blacksmith can indeed work on the tools. Now, with that said, it would be nice to get something like a country smithy on the go, or a large smithy on the go. I don't know if I can make those, though. That's kind of my concern, because if we don't have the materials to make those immediately, then we can't make them at all, because we will then not have a blacksmith in the slightest. So what I might do is go to production, go to blacksmith, and say, hey, can I maybe build something like a... Wait, we have a city blacksmith right here. I totally forgot about that. Oh, wow, what is this? That's stored iron. That's bad. We are low on stored iron. That isn't good news. That really is not good news. You are mining coal. You are mining iron. So that's fine. You're mining iron ore. Also fine. We should be alright. We are currently looking like we're almost out of iron, but I think we'll make this work. 27 people don't have tools. That's better than it was before. Food-wise, I think we're doing okay. Again, there seems to be a situation where not all of the food is getting harvested here, but, I mean, that is probably mostly down to the fact that the tools aren't really there to have everyone working efficiently, so we'll not worry too much about that. The melting house converts gold and silver ore into usable gold gilder, or silver pfennig, I assume. I'm not even going to pretend to know how to pronounce any of that. So we're just going to move on from that, is what we're going to do. We have a trader. What do you bring? Frisian cows? I think that is. I assume that's for milk, right? I don't know. I haven't a clue. We're not going to keep them. We're not going to take them. We don't need them. Let's see. 29 people without tools. Come on, man. We don't have iron at all, do we? We really don't. Like, you're making iron as well. Well, actually, no, you have a decent bit of iron in there, so I think we're doing all right. But we really need to sort this problem. We really, really need to sort this tools problem. So, I mean, I could switch things up and set it so that we have rough tools getting made, but I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like I want to put a big focus in making sure we always have tools. I feel like that's something I want to change up here, because what's happened is the population expanded quite quickly. And as a result, the tool... Oh, hold on a minute. Javi just died, but Jandri was born. Oh, I feel really conflicted about these. I really do. Speaking of conflicted, so... as I'm sure many of you know, hopefully know, I recently did a video with C-Top, Dragast, WackyCast, and Josh FTL. And a running gag through that was calling me conflicted nerd, because that's something that people always get wrong, and half of those guys did genuinely think my channel was conflicted nerd, which is fine. Like, I sort of play up to the gag a bit, but the point is, I recently sat down and thought about the conflicted nerd thing, and I realized why it's such a common mistake to make. And it's simply because conflicted nerd is grammatically correct. You can be a conflicted nerd, but grammatically you cannot be a conflict nerd. Unless you were a nerd that studies conflicts, I guess. But that's going to be much less common than someone that is just a nerd that's feeling conflicted. So I realized the common mistake comes from grammar. That hit me recently, and I didn't think about that until very recently. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So, I'm now more accepting of people that call me ConflictNerd, basically. Just as a note, just thought I'd throw that out there. So, production. We, last year, did not produce as much as we used. That's slightly worrying. Hopefully we can fix that. We also definitely need to get more mines on the go here. So I feel like I want to get more people mining iron. I feel like that's the thing we need. So let me bring the amount of people that can work in there up to 5. Let me get 5 people working there. We need more candles before the deep stone and salt mine can be sorted. Wait, what? Allows the ground to be reclaimed. So this still can't be reclaimed? What is that I need? 80, whatever that is. Okay. There's a merchant. The merchant brings food, but no seeds. It's the seeds that I'm looking for, man. I'm really only interested in those seeds. I'm also really interested in getting tools for everybody, because I'm getting more and more concerned about this tools problem, because it is getting worse. It really is just constantly getting worse. I sincerely hope I can fix this. Like, there is some iron lying about there, which is being taken off to storage, I hope. There's a lot of iron ore there as well. Maybe we should get more people working in the forge. Let's get a couple of people working in the forge there, and let's get rid of that builder. Because this way we are going to have iron produced quicker. But then my worry is that we don't have that many people working in the fuel refinery, so they might have trouble keeping up. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. We are at 51 people without tools. This is well and truly another great tool crisis of Tuchus. This could be going better. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I can do this. So you currently don't have what? You don't have iron. Right. Okay. Worrying is one word I will use to describe that. Definitely worrying. But, I mean, this place is working quicker, right? I mean, there does look like there's a decent bit of iron lying outside of this place. So here's hoping I can make this work. Is anyone consuming iron that shouldn't be? I can't imagine so. I can't think of anywhere that would be consuming iron that shouldn't be consuming it. Oh, we've cheese. Man, I love cheese. Cheese is great. Right, so like 5 days ago. Okay, this is completely a tangent, but whatever. Like, not even 5 days ago, like 3 or 4 days ago, there was a new big block of Red Leicester cheese brought into the house. Red Leicester, for those that don't know, it's basically, think red cheddar. Oh no, red cheddar is like a common thing in a lot of places, isn't it? Red cheddar is not really a thing here in the UK. We've got Red Leicester, which is not cheddar, and cheddar here is like proper yellow. Anyway, Red Leicester cheese is like my favorite type of cheese. And a big old block of that was brought in recently, and I'm almost done with it. It's ridiculous. I eat so much cheese. It's not good for me either, but I just eat so much cheese. It's mostly, admittedly, because I recently discovered a way to make a really good grilled cheese sandwich, which is like you butter the two outsides of the sandwich, you have your cheese inside, and you grill it. You know, you put it in the pan and you brown both sides. Then you lift it out and you coat the bottom of the pan with cheese. Then put the sandwich back on it. And after about a minute or two, when all like the fats are starting to like break away from the cheese, you'd like get your flipper, your spatula underneath it. And then you lift it and hold it there for 30 seconds, and all the cheese across the pan, because it's not all on your sandwich, it droops down and then solidifies, and you turn it over and it looks like a crown sticking up from your grilled cheese sandwich. And then you do the same with the other side, but just with less cheese, because you can't have a crown on both sides. It's amazing, because you get this like melted, but solidified, previously melted cheese. And it's just like this crunchy bit of cheese you can break off. It's so good, man. It's so good. I think I saw it on Jamie Oliver's YouTube channel, so go look for it there. Shout out to Jamie Oliver. Oh, man. Yeah, it's really good. I hated Jamie Oliver as a kid, because he was responsible for, like, healthy school lunches in the UK. Every kid hated him. I look back on it and I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. Healthy lunches are a good thing for kids, because if you don't sort of go like, hey, kids, eat something healthy. I know for me, I would have just ate garbage. Anyway, man, I'm just talking about everything and anything. It's ridiculous. Anyway, the tools crisis seems like it's getting better. We had like 60-something people without tools. We're down to 47. And we do have some iron there, so I assume the forge is doing some good stuff. We have 2 laborers at the moment. Why do we need builders? Oh, we need builders for this, I assume. Yeah, we need 4 builders for that. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment because we don't actually have the materials for it. So that's fine. That is no big deal. How are we looking for food this year? So this year we really didn't produce anywhere near enough food. That's scary, is what that is. That's really scary. I don't think it's a situation where we need more farms, though. I don't think that's what the problem is. I think the problem is the tools thing. Unfortunately, it seems like we are getting there with them. We're getting more of them, and we should be all right. I am admittedly a little bit worried that we might need to get, hold on, what, these foresters just seem really slow. I'm worried that we might need to get more logs, though, so I am going to give an order to go and just chop a bunch of that done. Just everything in there, just, like, get all those trees and all that stuff. Maybe just, like, a general remove resources order could be good for all of that space. Just go get me everything, basically. And then in this area, get me, like, the stone and the iron and all of that. That'll be good. So these guys can go and do their work. I think there's maybe a few farmers down here doing their thing, but it has just ticked over into spring, so hopefully they're going to go back to their fields. The reserve of food is low. That's very true. We have a trader here. Hemp seeds and radish. Oh, here we go. Right. 400 of this is not going to be enough, is it? No. Man, come on. I shouldn't have used my lumber for all of that. I want the radish seeds. I really want the radish seeds, man. What can I trade? I could trade, like, I don't know, the cream, maybe? What about these? What are these worth? 10. I don't have enough for them. I need to get gold, man. I really do. I don't think I'm going to get the radish seeds, so I'm going to tell you to get lost, because I just don't have enough stuff for it. That's fine. We'll get them eventually. We're going to make this work. Everything's going to be fine. Things are just slow at the moment. I really am desperately trying to figure out what we need to do to fix this, though, because I think part of the problem is how many people we have that need tools, and I think part of the problem as well is that the people that are mining the materials to make the tools don't have tools. So, like, they're mining iron with, like, their teeth or something. They're just like, and, like, what was that? That was my interpretation of someone that's, like, mining the iron with their teeth. Did I mention at the start of this that I've had painkillers to deal with my tooth? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just, it's nice to not be in pain, okay? It's really nice. Right. Let's actually get serious for a second, because I am going to have everyone die if I don't. I'm feeling like the tools thing needs to be sorted. And I'm feeling like another blacksmith isn't necessarily the option. So maybe we switch this guy to do coal. No, because you're doing iron. That's probably fine. This guy could probably just stick with it, because we do have 2 sources of iron. But maybe this should just do iron ore, and the iron making, the smelting is just done in the forge. I wonder if that'll work. We are also down to, like, no food at all, so that's really, really scary. But we're at 32 people without tools, which is better than it has been. Please. Please, please, please. Let this bounce back. It needs to. It needs to bounce back. Otherwise, we're screwed. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be completely screwed over by my stupidity. Because that's what it is. That's the one thing with Banished, and that's the one thing that annoys me the most with Banished. And, it, like, by annoys, I mean it is just like, it's a pet peeve. And it happens in a lot of games, but it's that whole notion of like, hey, everyone died and it's only your fault. Like, that's Banished in a nutshell. Because if everyone dies here, it's totally my fault for, like, managing things poorly. I am definitely noticing, though, that, like, we were down, like, 27 people without tools. We're back up to 36. The reserve of food is scarily low. Maybe having a bunch of people keel over wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, though. I mean, that sounds terrible. But, I mean, bringing the population down considerably might not be a terrible idea. I'm also aware that we're not really getting much from the pastures at the moment because, well, this one actually, no, this one doesn't even have all the cattle that it needs. Yeah, it's probably going to be a while before those actually wind up being particularly useful. Cheese bread, Jesus. That's exactly what I was talking about a minute ago. I mean, it's not, but it's similar. Cheese bread sounds really good as well. Hold on, I need to Google that really quickly. Cheese bread. It is also a thing. Quick and easy cheese bread recipe from allrecipes.com. Okay. What have we got? So I need to, so it takes like 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose. Right, does it have like a description of it? No, but it looks damn amazing. I'm making that later. Man, I'm sorry. This episode's a complete train wreck. It really is. Like, this episode is such a train wreck right now. But I'm not sorry. I am, but I'm also not. I'm just having fun with it, basically. That's the gist of it. Right, I feel like another fishing hut could be a good idea. I feel like a fishing hut wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's get me 2 builders, and let me get a storage barn up here. The storage barn there could be a good idea. This, man, there's like no fish in there. There really isn't. Oh, Gendry's a laborer. I realize it says has become an adult. I mean, Gendry's 10 at this point. You become a laborer at 10 years old, so has become an adult is maybe a little bit generous. Either way, not bad. A meat locker stores meat and meat products, also including nuts and fish. Nuts aren't meat. A meat locker. Famous for storing nuts. Unless we're talking like nuts. But I don't think it is. A resource depot is adjustable storage for your available range of products and resources. You must have at least one of a product type for its storage button to appear. Items stored in this building will only be released into your town when you decrease the number of items manually. The stored items are not freely available. That sounds like a really good idea. Because that sounds like an emergency, like, food supply. I kind of want to build a resource depot. Because that would be really useful. It's like, hey, we've stored a whole bunch of food in case of emergency. A distribution barn which can have workers assigned who will empty it into the nearest regular storage location. Functions as a normal storage barn if no workers are present. That also sounds like a kind of backup thing. I'm going to look at the resource depot because that does sound really interesting. Like, it really does. That sounds kind of curious. So we'll see if we can get that built. We are almost out of food. We still have people that don't have tools. You have fancy furniture, healing broth, coke fuel, sand, logs. I feel like offering me sand is a bit ridiculous. Especially when you're right next to a shore house, which admittedly is collecting reeds, but it's like, hey, I bring you sand! Even though I'm right next to a beach. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Have we got people down here mining out? Oh, they're not mining this yet. That's something we need them to do, though. I really need them to go and mine iron and all of that. I feel like that's something that would really help me. I also feel like maybe building a bridge over here could be something that'd be useful too. So a wooden bridge is logs and stone. A stone and wood bridge is stone and logs, apparently. Can I get a stone and wood bridge? Like there? Because then we can get access to all of this, and there's a lot of stuff over here that would be useful too. And it's early summer and we are almost out of food, which is really concerning. Man, can we get this thing to work? Can I just get this to work? Please? Do I want another blacksmith? I feel like at this point I'm just going to take a chance, because if I don't... I mean, basically, what's going to happen here is we're either going to die or we're not. Like, that's the point we've got to. And I mean, that's kind of a lot of Banished. That's Banished generally. But what I mean is, like, I can build this and it will work, or I can build this and we're gonna die. Either way, if I don't build it, we might be okay, or we might die. Now, nomads have arrived. I feel like taking in 6 nomads is both a great and terrible idea. But I feel like getting more people I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them. They're homeless. Good. That's just what I want to say. I feel like I want to just put them to work in the mines, to be honest. We need more iron ores, so yeah, let's just get a few more people in there. 7 people working in that one. Can I bring this one down a little bit? Something like that. 10 working in there, 9 working in there. That's fine. Okay, so those guys are still homeless. I could build them some homes. I could build them more salt box houses, definitely. What else have we got though? Because we have things like the gable house, which we can't actually build. Town lodging, I can. Now that's basically a fancy, what do you call it? Boarding house. Then row houses need a couple of things that I don't have. Now this I also can't make. That's like furniture though, isn't it? Man, I really want to get the colonial houses. I really do, but I'm worried that we're going to die before I do. Oh, we've got the New England ones? Can I build any of these? Oh, I totally can. Oh, hold on a minute. That looks awfully like the, yeah, that's very, very familiar. Very familiar. Large colonial. I mean, these aren't bad looking. I could build those. They're a bit different. Because they're the same size as the other ones. They just don't lean back the way the shore houses. Oh, no, they're not the same size. Okay, let's just go with the shore houses. Let's not get bogged down in this. So it's white, red, brown, blue. So that's fine. We'll get those built. Probably not my best idea, but we're going to do it anyway. 32 people without tools at the moment. That's not as bad as things have been. We should have some iron getting produced a bit quicker as well, because I did just put a lot of people to work in the mines. We have got food being harvested, but we are alarmingly low on food. Scotch. You know, that's actually tempting. Scotch is remarkably tempting about now. But I think we'll manage. I think we'll be okay. The food is rising, which is okay by me as well. This is actually ready to construct. Apparently we did have some building supplies lying around. But I will say, I'm looking at the amount of food that we have coming in. And the amount that we produced last year. I mean, it's still not enough. This year we haven't even produced enough at all. Like, we are probably dead. This is probably going to be the winter that, like, starts killing people. But I'm actually... as disappointed as I am, I'm also kind of not, because I do think that what's going to happen here is we're going to lose a lot of people, but we will also hopefully be able to recover and then slowly build ourselves back up. I hope. I do genuinely hope. They are getting some of the materials from down there. Have we built the bridge yet? No. Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. We'll get that built eventually. We probably should look into... honestly, we probably should look into getting another fisherman's dock, even if we don't use it immediately. Just because I think it's something that might help us. I don't know for sure, but I mean, I can dream, right? So I'll put a fisherman's dock there. Just like that spot. And yeah, I'm just gonna hope for the best, because that's all I can do. It really is all I can do. Man, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I really am. We have 28 people that don't have... we have 29 people that don't have tools. That number is slowly coming down. But it's so slow. So slowly coming down. Can I up the priority on this and make sure this gets built as quick as possible? Because if this gets built as quick as possible, we technically have more people that can make tools. Now, there's another trader. You have nothing I want. I mean, we could maybe also do with another forge. Because this forge doesn't seem like it's working very quickly. Although, is that maybe just the way the forge is? Where's the forge? Metalsmith forge. So, it's interesting. A foundry, is it quicker? Slightly more efficient than the forge. But it needs water. I mean, I can get one there. So let's get a foundry. Because if that's going to be more efficient, then I want one. Oh my god, we're just done. We're back to 41 people without tools. Jesus. I mean, no one died. We got that going for us. So that's nice. Can we get more people working in the mines, please? Let's go to like 11 in there and 12 in there. I reckon I can make this work. I'm not certain. But I reckon I can do this. I mean, admittedly, the average health of the citizens is dwindling. People are... They're not great. They're not feeling great. But I hope and I reckon I can make this work. I really do. Like, I'm not certain. I'm not. I would be wrong to say I'm certain. But I reckon I can do it. So iron tools are not being made there. Let me get you making rough tools for a bit. Oh, there we go. People are starting to starve. Oh, boy. So, a laborer just died of starvation. That's not good. That is definitely not good. Get me some trees from this area, please, so we can start sorting some things. Now, this has been built. So what this lets me do, I guess, is it does just let me store stuff. It is literally like a kind of emergency storage space, which is pretty cool. I do like that as like a thing and an idea. So that's kind of nice. The reserve of tools is still low, but the amount of people with tools, I mean, it's still at 40. But you should be fairly efficient. I'm also feeling that the limit needs to go up to like 100. Like, you know what? I want the limit to be 500. 500 tools. Limit of dry goods is going to go up to like 5,000. And we do have tools. We have like 7 tools there. So I think this is working. If we can get up to like 500 tools, even with the rough ones, then what I reckon is going to happen is we are going to switch it. We'll start making iron tools, and we should be okay. And it's such... This whole problem is tools. And it's pissing me off. Because I just want to make this work. More cheese bread, man. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I will go and make a grilled cheese sandwich in the middle of a video, and I will not be sorry about it. Oh, come on. Right, we're down to 33 people. There are some tools in storage. We can do this, right? We've got to be able to do this. Like, you can define yourself with how you face adversity. Trouble and challenge can define a person, and I believe that trouble and challenge are going to define this Let's Play. I hope. I really hope. We don't have much food. It is autumn, but more and more people are getting tools because we're just handing them rough tools. They're not very good. The tools aren't very good. But I think we might be coming to the end of the tools crisis. That's not to say that we're going to have enough food to survive. But I think we're getting there. Ah, there's the snow. That's going to kill the crops. Yeah, last year we are just consuming more and more food and producing like the same amount every year. We're down to 16 people without tools. That's better than it's ever been. But we have like no food. That's bad news, is what that is. That is most certainly bad news. Oh, boy. Let me connect that to there. And let's just hope for the best. 5 people don't have tools. If we can get a supply of tools, we'll be fine. That's the thing. Once we have everybody, using tools with decent quality tools, we'll be fine. Because what happens is we start creating a surplus of them. And even if we can get to like 100, if we can get to like having 100 tools in storage, that's also fine. Because what'll happen is I can make the switch, I can say, okay, let's go ahead and start making good ones. We have all these in storage, we should be fine. That's the dream. Whether or not that works is another story. But, man, I hope it does. I really do. I really, really hope this works. Because if it doesn't, then we're screwed. Like, I just... Oh, God. It's so stressful. It's so stressful. In a sort of good way, admittedly. Like I said, I like the challenge and I want this to work. But I also don't want to, like... I don't want this series to end at, like, part 7. Because everybody died, you know? That's kind of my thing. Like, I'm enjoying this. And I don't want it to end because of my own stupidity. That said, the tools crisis seems to be over. The new crisis is absolutely food. So, what that tells me is that we do need fishermen. We have a couple working there. That's fine. There's a merchant. You've olive seeds, red mulberry seeds, walnut seeds. I mean, I can't actually get any of this because I need the 1,000 lumber to get those. I could get walnut seeds, but I don't think that's much use, so dismiss. Okay. So it's early spring. Everybody has tools. So therefore, what that tells me is we should be able to get some stuff. We should be able to get some food. That said, I'm kind of thinking I would like to maybe get more farms. I just feel like it could be an idea. I also feel like maybe we get more pastures. Maybe we start splitting up the cattle in here between different pastures. Because then, in theory, we're going to have loads more of them. And eventually, we would have just loads and loads of meat. Which doesn't seem like a terrible thing. So, let's go ahead and get some pastures on the go. That's 11. Let's just do 11 by 11 pastures. That might work. It might not. I don't know, but I want to find out. So 11 by 11. Just do a bunch of these, because in theory, this has to work in theory, right? Because what happens is when more cattle are born, if there's more cattle, then more are born, but a smaller number of cattle, in my mind, would tell me that, hey, you're in theory going to have more getting killed more often. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what way this will work. I just think having more pastures with more cattle and more pigs might not be a terrible idea. We will see. We'll see what happens. So we'll get those built eventually. That's going to take a little while. More farms might be an idea. I'm kind of strongly considering getting rid of the farms in here at some point and moving them out this way. But I feel like the last thing I want to do right now is get rid of farms. We could get a dense orchard. That might be an idea. Because in theory, we can chop those down in case of emergency as well. But what if we just got like a huge orchard? Now, we can't go too big on this. We can go 30, I think is the limit, yeah. Okay. So let's do like 29 by 11? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if we want to do... I don't know what seeds we have, so that doesn't help. So we'll go for an orchard anyway. We'll get that done. We'll see what it does. We'll see what we have. I guess it wouldn't necessarily hurt. So we'll outline it like this. Just outline the whole thing. And yeah, we'll see what we can get from this. Now, a lot of people are currently starving. That is worrying. There is a trader. What have we got? You have bronze, you have rough tools. I feel like, you know what? I'm actually going to buy 100 rough tools off of you. Because that's going to do some good stuff. So that's tin. Good to know. Didn't know what that was before. 200. So I need to give you what? 50? Yeah. So there we go. Trade, and that'll give me a bunch of rough tools, which will solve the problem that we have at the moment, which is that a lot of people don't have tools. So what is this? This is cherries. That's fine. Get those done. Get me some cherries. Let's get a farmer in there. We have pastures. We could put some beef cows in there, which I'd like to do. Get someone working on that. Let's get these builders off the job, because we are going to need more laborers. We have quite a few people dying of starvation. But I reckon that's fine. Just not guaranteeing that it's fine, but I just have a theory. So there's currently nothing in there. That's fine. Can I split this? Yeah, there we go. So 6 of those guys are going to come down to this field here, which in theory now gives us 2 different places to... Oh man, so many people are dying. We had a blacksmith keel over there. That's a problem. That graveyard is now full, which is also a problem. So we need another one of those, which I wasn't expecting to need for a while, but apparently we do. So where can I throw... I guess I could throw a graveyard into that corner. I could throw a graveyard up here. Let's get a graveyard up this way. So this is a cemetery. Yeah, let's go for just a cemetery. So throw it in there, sort of like that. Right up to about there. That should be fine. So we'll get that built eventually. We don't actually have any laborers that can do it at the moment. But that should be fine. It's early winter, and man, we are not doing well with food. Even with tools, I mean, we didn't produce enough. That's really, really scary. It really is. I feel like we need more farmers. I feel like we need more everything. I feel like my population grew too quickly and it's completely my fault. I really do. I'm just not at all happy about this situation. What do you not have? So you don't have beeswax. You don't have something. You don't have logs. Do we really need logs? Seriously? We really need more logs? Man, this isn't going well. This isn't going well, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it there for today. I don't want this insanity to drag on for too long, because I don't feel it's the right thing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to come back next time and try and fix this. And if I can fix it, then great. If I can't, then I might just have the next episode be the final episode of Colonial Charter 1.7, and I might then like take some time and like do a live stream series of Banished and Colonial Charter so I can learn it, and then come back to this in a couple of weeks when I kind of have a better way to do things. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. If that's something you'd be interested in, then let me know. I'm not saying the next one is going to be the last episode, but I'm just saying that I feel like a lot of what's happened here has been my fault. I mean, it's obviously my fault. I'm the only person playing it. But what I'm getting at is I feel like I maybe rushed too much into expansion without paying attention to how much food that we had. Yeah, I feel just a little bit like a lot of this could have been prevented if I just played things a little bit slower. I got a bit too excited with like the salt box houses. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Either way, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there for today. If you have any feedback whatsoever with regards to Colonial Charter, do leave it in the comments below. I'm definitely interested to see if there's maybe a way we can solve this problem. I do currently think that it might just be a case of killing half the population to fix it. That's not ideal, but it's just what my brain is thinking at the moment. I'm also curious to know that, you know, if Colonial Charter ends up not working out, if everybody dies and it's not recoverable, then what else would you like me to play on the channel at some point? Because I like moving forward with different games. I'm thinking Transport Fever for maybe another series after this. We'll see. Either way, thank you kind of for watching. This has been Banished, Colonial Charter 1.7, Part 7. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!